Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of The Final Score. I'm your host, Larry Corey. Let's take a quick look at some of the top stories in the sporting world. Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford threw 5 touchdown passes in a 45-14 rout of the Eagles. The Lions are 4-7. They've won 3 straight since firing their team president and general manager. The Eagles are 4-7, and they've lost 3 straight. They've allowed at least 45 points in 2 straight games, and they've lost by at least 28 points in consecutive games for the first time since 1971. Mark Sanchez started in place of Sam Bradford, who was inactive with a shoulder injury. Sanchez was ineffective, to say the least. Cam Newton and the Panthers are 11-0 as Tony Romo got injured again after throwing 3 interceptions. The Cowboys could be facing another long stretch without Romo in what has become a long season for the defending NFC champions. The 35-year-old with a surgically repaired back said he would have to wait for more tests before knowing if the collarbone was broken again. Dallas defensive player Greg Hardy had a quiet game against his former team, finishing with 0 tackles and missing most of the second half due to an injury. The Cowboys are done, and you can blame their owner, Jerry Jones, for all that. Green Bay had won 6 of its previous 7 games in Lambeau in this series, and Thursday night seemed to be set up perfectly for the Packer faithful on an emotional night with the team honoring former quarterback Brett Favre and Bart Starr at halftime. His number 4 was going to be retired and join the franchise's 5 other retired numbers on the north facade inside the stadium. The Bears played spoilers. Jay Cutler threw for 200 yards and a score, and the Bears held off the Packers on a 4th and goal from the 8 with 22 seconds left for a 17-13 victory. Chicago is 5-6, and they've won 3 of its past 4. The Packers are 7-4 and lost their 2nd straight home game. Want to talk a little bit about UK sports? The number 1 basketball Wildcats improved to 6-0. Jamal Murray had 21 points. The Cats scored the final 15 points of the first half on the way to beating South Florida 84-63 down in Miami. The game was particularly meaningful to Miami Heat president Pat Riley. Not only did the game take place in the arena that his team calls home, but it was a chance to see his alma mater up close. Riley played for the Cats from 64 to 67 and was in the crowd Friday. Kentucky hosts Illinois State on Monday in Rupp Arena. Now let's talk about the UK football team. They are 5-6 right now, and a win over Louisville would put them in a bowl game at 6-6. Hey, I'm all fine with that, and I'm sure Big Blue Nation is fine with that as well. But rumors are that even if the Cats lose the game to Louisville, they may get a bowl bid. They would be 5-7. Are you serious? Would Coach Stoops really accept a bowl bid at 5-7? If he did, it would be a huge embarrassment to the program. The Cats have not beaten anybody all year. Shall we review? Game 1, they get a 12-yard touchdown run with 50 seconds left to escape Louisiana Lafayette 40-33 in Commonwealth Stadium. Game 2, they beat South Carolina 26-22 on the road, and Cat fans were in a frenzy. Hey, the Gamecocks are now 3-8, 1-7 in the SEC. They're so bad that the old ball coach Steve Spurrier quit and got out of town. Was it really a big win? Of course not. Game 3, they lost to Florida. Imagine that. Game 4, they beat a Missouri team that had threatened to quit playing if the school president didn't step down. He stepped down, but the Tigers are 5-7 and 1-7 in the Southeastern Conference. Looks like maybe everyone would have been better off if the team had just quit and went to class for a change. Game 5, they beat EKU in overtime and were an extra point away from losing to the Colonels. Wow, what a big win for the Division I Kentucky Wildcat football team. Game 6, they lost to an Auburn team that is the worst team in recent memory. They're 6-5 overall and a very embarrassing and UK-like 2-5 in Southeastern Conference play. Game 7, blown out by Mississippi State 42-16. Game 8, blown out by Tennessee 52-21. Game 9, embarrassed by Georgia 27-3. The Cats couldn't even get into the end zone. Week 10, they traveled to Vandy and lost 21-17. The Commodores are 2-5 in SEC play. Last week, the Mighty Cats beat up on a team called the Charlotte 49ers, 58-10. The 49ers are 2-9. If the Cats beat the Cardinals of Louisville, they should go to a bowl game and have a great time. they will have earned it. If they lose to the Cards and go to a bowl game with a 5-7 record in Coach Stoops' third year, then they should certainly sit down and reevaluate where the program is and where it is headed. NBA news is at two different spectrums. The Golden State Warriors are 17-0 and has a TV taping. That's the good end of the spectrum. All the way on the other end is the Philadelphia 76ers. This once proud franchise is 0-17. The big question in the NBA is, what will happen first? Will the Warriors lose or will the 76ers win? Stay tuned. This video is brought to you by KYCards.com. KY Cards has amazing sports memorabilia. Items like autographed jerseys, helmets, photographs, basketballs, footballs, baseballs, and much, much more. They also carry a vintage line of playing cards. They are sure to make a perfect gift for that fan on your Christmas list. Check them out online at eBay or Amazon.com, or you can just go straight to their website, KYCards.com. That's cards with a K, KYCards.com. If you use my code LC5, you'll get 5% off of your next order. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks to Jesse and Karen for all the effort they put in with the production of these shows. I'm Larry Corey. Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you right back here for our next edition of The Final Score.